Welcome to phase 1 of our upper extremity injury prevention program. This program will last about 6 weeks. We have 3 phases. Each phase will last roughly 2 weeks. So for phase 1, this video that you're going to be watching right now is for weeks 1 and 2, and you'll complete this workout roughly 2 to 3 times per week, whatever permits with your schedule. So with every single workout though, we're going to start off with our dynamic warm-up, which I have listed on the right side of the screen. First, you'll start off with about a 5-minute jog or on a stationary bike, whatever you have available for you, just to get yourself warmed up and ready for our dynamic stretches. So once you've done that 5-minute jog or on the stationary bike, hop right into this portion of the video. We're going to start out with a variety of different stretches. Each you'll do for roughly 30 to 45 seconds. Once you do that stretch for that amount of time, then you'll move on to the next exercise. So the first one we're going to be starting is a walking hamstring stretch. So I'm going to start in the back here and show you how to do that. And then from there, I'm just going to give you a brief overview on how to do each exercise if you aren't super familiar with them. So again, the first one is the walking hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with my left leg. So basically what I'll do is I'll just prop my heel up here, come down and scoop up. And then I'll take a few steps in between, scoop up, come down, and scoop up. And again, you should really feel that stretch in the hamstrings, back area of your knee, down into your calf muscle as well. So again, perform that one for roughly 30 to 45 seconds. Pause this video as you need to. Again, I won't be doing them for the full amount of time. I just want to briefly show you how to do them. So make sure you take the time to do them and then move on to the next exercise. So our second one is knee to chest. Doesn't matter whichever leg you want to start with. Just make sure you have a good supporting balance on that first leg. And it's just like a standing hip flexor stretch. Going to bring that knee up to your chest and hold for a couple seconds. Again, I take a few steps in between each stretch. You don't need to do that if you don't want to. Pull it up, okay? Our third stretch is foot to groin. Kind of the same concept, except you're going to bring your leg up this way, hold for a little bit. Again, this also requires some balance, so if you aren't the greatest at having some balance, then take your time with these exercises or modify them to however you want that to be. All right, next we're going to be doing walking lunges. So we're going to start off with just a front lunge. So whenever you're doing a lunge, though, make sure that your knees aren't too far out forward, over, or too far behind. So whenever you go down into this, make sure it's not too far forward over your toes or too far back. I mean, you can also do a lunge and then take a few steps in between if you need to, and then switch legs. But again, perform that for 30 to 45 seconds, and then we're going to switch to side lunges. So I'm going to start with my right leg here. Doesn't really matter whichever one you want to start with, but then you'll switch sides. Turn to the left. Alright, I'm going to do one more. Okay, next we have heel to toe walks. These you can split up, so the heel walks you can do about 15 to 20 seconds for. Same with the toe walks, so you don't need to do each one for a total of 30 seconds each. So heel walks, just going to basically prop your weight up all against your heels. Keep those toes pointed up and walk forward for about 15 to 20 seconds. Once you've done that, then you can do the toe walks, which is basically a double calf raise. And you're just going to walk forward on your toes. Just like that. All right. Next we have arm swings. So give yourself a little bit of space here. Just bring your arms out to your side. Start with pretty small circles here. And then gradually as you go through the 30 to 45 seconds, you can make the circles bigger. Switch directions and go backwards. You can bring the arms across, just like this. So this is more of an upper body workout. We want to make sure we take plenty of time on getting our upper body ready for the workout, okay? Then next we're going to be doing a couple other exercises that require you to lay on the ground. So find a soft area to sit on. Whether that be inside on a carpet, in the grass. I'm just going to do it right here behind. Take your time with these as well. These first ones are going to be called leg crossovers, so you'll just be laying flat on the ground. And what you'll be doing is swinging one leg over to the opposite side, and then you'll come back to the center and switch. So I'll show you that one with a few different repetitions so you can see it. So that was the leg crossover. Next we have fire hydrants. So you'll just be on your hands and your knees just like this. And what you're going to be doing is you'll keep your leg bent here at the knee, and you're just gonna bring your leg out like this. It does look kind of odd, but it is a great stretch and a great exercise to do. So you do 30 seconds on each side. You can even do kickbacks with extension. So see here on the side, if you get a little bit of a better view, you're just gonna bring that leg out to the side. And you can also do some kickbacks. So again, 30 seconds to 45 seconds on the one leg, and then you'll switch and do those same two on the other leg. Next we have leg swings. So with this one, find yourself a wall. I'll be using the pole here just for an extra added stability to hold on to. You can stand facing this way first, so you'll be working on this inside leg. This will just be the leg that you'll balance on, and you're just gonna swing your leg back and forth. Again, you'll switch sides, and you'll do the other leg. Again, just make sure whichever leg you're swinging is the inside leg towards the wall, pole, whatever you're using. And another variation you can use as well is stand facing the wall or the pole, and you're gonna bring your leg across your body like this. And then we'll switch sides. And then the last 4 exercises that we have left are just plyometric exercises. So give yourself about 10 to 15 yards to do these. So you want a little bit more room than what I have available to me. But again, I'm just going to briefly show you how to do them. That way you have an idea. But for most of you, you should be familiar with these, as I'm sure a lot of them are already involved with your warm-ups that you do with your coaches and your teams throughout the season. So the first one we're going to be doing is side shuffles. So it doesn't matter whichever side you want to come down first. Just make sure that for me, the first one's going to be my right leg. It's going to be the lead leg. Just make sure whenever you're coming back that you switch in that your other opposite leg. So for me, my left leg will be the lead leg. And I'll switch and go back. Okay. Next we have karaoke. So with this one, it's kind of the same concept as a side shuffle, but you're going to be bringing your foot in front of and then behind. And then we'll go back the other way. That one takes a little bit more coordination, so if you don't quite get the hang of it, just incorporate some more side shuffles into it. All right, and then the last 2 we have are high knees. Again, you can do one where you're jogging towards it, like I'm doing, or you can just do it in place if you want as well, depending on the amount of space that you have available. And then our very last one is butt kicks. And then again, with that one too, you can also do that in place. So again, take about 10 to 15 minutes to go through that dynamic warm-up, and then once you've done that, we can get started with our first circuit. All right, now we're going to begin circuit number 1 for our phase 1 upper extremity program. This circuit contains 5 exercises. The first one we're going to be doing is called pendulum swings. So with this, you can grab yourself a dumbbell or just strictly use your body weight for it. But I'm going to come up against this pole just to add a little bit of stability here for me. But what you'll do is you'll do this for both arms. I'm going to start with my right arm first. Basically, what we'll be doing is in a clockwise manner for about 15 to 20 seconds. Just let that arm rotate. And then as you go, just try and make larger circles. And then once that 15-20 seconds is up, rotate and go counterclockwise. If you add a little bit of a weight to it, it may feel a little bit better for you. So it makes it a little bit easier to kind of move in that circular motion. But again, also a great exercise and a great stretch just to try and work on that shoulder mobility, get it ready for the rest of our circuits that we have coming up. So once you do that on this side for about 30 to 45 seconds, switch and do it on the opposite arm that you did before. Next we have lat rows. So with this one, I'm going to grab a resistance band. If you don't have one, feel free to grab dumbbells or modify it in a way where you have other weighted objects at home, something like that that you can find. But first I'm going to show you a way, if you do have a resistance band, you'll take this resistance band, put it around the bottom of your feet here, and then what you'll do is we'll grab it and just pull back. For this one, you really want to work on slow and controlled movement since we don't have super heavy weights. We want to focus more on the full movement through the exercise. So obviously, the more tension I pull on this, the more difficult it's going to be. So you can also modify it in a way if you want more or less difficulty with it. So that's the resistance band way of doing it. Or if you have dumbbells, you can do it in a standing position here. Bend over and pull them both up. Hold for about a second or two, and then slowly let them back down. Again, kind of in a bent over position, and pull back. So for this one, we're going to be doing 10 to 12 repetitions for lat rows. Next, we have Y, T, and I's. So if these are exercises you aren't super familiar with, these are pretty easy ones to remember because basically you're just going to be doing what each letter stands for. So find yourself like a soft area to lay on. You'll be laying on your stomach. You can do these strictly body weight. You can find yourself some lighter dumbbells or use a resistance band. I'm going to show this without any of those just so you get an idea of how the movement patterns go. So for the first one is Y. So basically you'll just be making a Y with your body. So you'll lay on the ground and then you'll bring your arms out, thumbs up, face down in a Y position. So out at about 45 degrees. Next you have your T's. So they're basically just coming out at the sides here. Again, hold for a second or two at the top, especially if you aren't using a resistance band or any dumbbells or anything like that. So those are the T's. And then lastly is Y's, so basically you're just coming straight out in front of you. And those are the Y's. Or the I's, excuse me. So for that exercise, you're going to be doing a total of 10 repetitions for each. So 10 repetitions for the Y's, 10 for the T's, and 10 for the I's. Fourth, we have tricep dips. I'm going to be using the bench behind me, but feel free to find any other chairs and like that you can use. For the tricep dips, we're going to be doing 10 repetitions. There's two different ways you can kind of do these. The more difficult version would be sticking your feet out straight out in front of you like this. And then push yourself back up. Let those hips sink down as far as possible. If you need a little bit of an easier version, just bend your knees slightly. That'll help take a little bit of tension off. So either modification, choose whichever one's best for you. We'll be doing again 10 repetitions for that. Fourth, we have shoulder taps. So we'll be getting in a plank push-up position here. Once you're stable and ready, you're just going to be alternating arms, tapping the opposite shoulder. Try not to let your hips rock too much as you switch from one arm to the other. Really try and stay parallel with the ground and keep that core engaged. So for shoulder taps, you're going to be doing 20 repetitions, so basically 10 taps on each side. And then the fifth exercise that we have is ball or dumbbell holds. So with this one, I'm really trying to work on grip strength. So with me, I have dumbbells. If you have like a small weighted ball, feel free to grab that. But basically, you're just going to be gripping the top of something, and then you're just going to hold them out to the side. I have toe failure on here, so once you feel that your arms are pretty fatigued, especially your hands, then that would be your one set. So we're going to be doing 3 sets of that. So try and do both at the same time. If that's too much, then just do one at a time. But again, we're really trying to focus on that grip strength. So find something that you can grip your hands around and that you'd be able to hold out like this. Again, so I kind of flew through those exercises since I didn't do the full sets of each. So feel free to pause the video whenever you need to and then move on to the next exercise. But again, I went through and showed you basically 1 set of each. Then you would go through and perform 2 more sets of each exercise to complete your 3
Now we'll begin circuit number 2 of our phase 1. So with circuit number 2, we have 5 exercises that we're going to be completing. I'm going to go through each one for you, show you how to do them, and give you the number of repetitions you need to do. And then once you've gone through each exercise 1 set, you'll go back here and perform each one 2 more times. So our first exercise is push-ups. Again, modify these in any way that you need to, but perform 10 to 12 repetitions, whatever you feel comfortable doing. If that is even too much, feel free to lower it down to 5 or 8. If 10 to 12 doesn't seem like it's much of a challenge for you, feel free to increase it to 15 or 20 repetitions. So you can start out with just a normal push-up. Really focus on bringing that chest the whole way down to the ground. Or you can start out on your knees if that's something that would allow you to complete the 10 to 12 repetitions, keeping in mind you do have to do 3 sets. So you can also go down to your knees. So that's push-ups, again, 10 to 12. Next, we have shoulder flies. So this one you'll be laying on the ground on your back. I'll show 2 different modifications. The first one is if you have a resistance band, I would grab that. What you're basically going to be doing is laying flat on your back, and you're going to be bringing your arms out to the side. So I'll grab the resistance band on either side here, lay on the ground, pull out. Or if you don't have a resistance band, you can also use dumbbells. So I'll do it from this angle here. Basically, stick your arms out, bring them out to the side, and come back up. So again, just focus on nice, slow, controlled movements throughout each of these exercises, especially since we're not lifting heavy weights and we have more of a lighter weight exercise for each. Again, for the shoulder fly, you're going to be doing 10 repetitions for that. Third, we have wrist flexion and extension. So with this one, I'm grabbing my dumbbell. Again, find like a weighted object if you don't own any dumbbells. And then you're just going to be resting your arm on a table. I'm going to be resting it here on the bench. Stick that arm level with on the bench. And then what I'll just be doing is every movement that we're going to be doing for flexion and extension is going to be right here at the wrist. Don't bend at the elbow. Don't bend at the shoulder, anything like that. It's all going to be right at the wrist. So wrist flexion. Again, you're just going to be curling that dumbbell or whatever object you have up towards yourself. And you're going to be doing 10 repetitions for wrist flexion. And then wrist extension, just flip that arm over so that palm is facing down. Again, just movement at the wrist. And you're going to bring it up again. And then once you do 10 repetitions of flexion and extension on the one arm, switch sides, and you'll do the same thing, okay? All right. Our fourth exercise is resisted internal and external rotation. So I'm going to use this pole right here and use this TheraBand that I have tied against there. Again, you can use like a bed stand or a bed post, whatever you can find. And what we'll be doing is I'm going to start with my left arm and I'm going to be showing you internal rotation. And you're going to be doing 10 repetitions for each arm, each movement. So 10 repetitions for internal rotation, 10 repetitions for external rotation for this left arm, and then you'll switch sides and do 10 repetitions of each of those on the right arm. So with internal rotation, as it sounds internal, bring that arm in towards yourself. Obviously, the farther away you stand, the more difficult it will be. The closer you stand, the less tension you'll have on that TheraBand. So I'm going to stand about here, hold for about a second or two, and then slowly let that. Make sure you keep that elbow also tucked into the side there. That first rep I did, I didn't quite have it in against my side. Really try and focus on making sure you keep that elbow right at your side. So it's internal rotation. In order to do external rotation, I'll have to face away, and then I'll bring the arm out. So I'll show you external rotation with my right arm, that way you can see it a little bit better. You bring it away from the body. You can also take like a small rolled up towel and stick that underneath your elbow there too, if that would be more comfortable for you. But again, 10 repetitions of each exercise on each arm. And then our fifth and final exercise for this circuit is shoulder shrugs. So I'm going to grab my dumbbells here. Find yourself a weighted object, anything you can find around the house. You're going to keep your arms straight, so keep those elbows straight, and all the movement's going to be at the shoulders. So you're basically going to bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then relax. Bring them up, and then relax. So for shoulder shrugs, we're going to be doing roughly 10 to 12 repetitions. You can choose however many you would like to do, but that's the range I'm going to give you for that. So then again, just go through and complete each of those exercises for 2 more sets, and then you've completed circuit number 2. Now we're going to begin circuit number 3. This circuit contains 4 exercises, each of which you're going to be doing 3 sets for. The first one we're going to be doing is lateral raises, so feel free to grab your dumbbells if you have any. And with this one, you're just going to be alternating arms, bringing it to shoulder height, and then slowly lowering it back down. With this exercise, you're going to be doing a total of 10 repetitions for each arm. So you'll be doing in total 20 repetitions, again breaking that up 10 for each arm. Our second exercise is lat pull downs. So for this one, I'm going to be using a resistance band. If you have one, feel free to grab it. Again, modify these if you don't have this type of equipment. Try and figure out a different exercise that you can do that will still give you the same benefits for it. Or just find like a jump rope, something else that you can give a little resistance for. But with the lat pull downs, we're going to be doing 10 to 12 repetitions for that. You start in an overhead position. Again, the more tension you pull on that TheraBand, the more difficult it will be. So what we're going to be doing is stick your arms out overhead, pull them apart, and then bring it down. Hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then come up. Don't let go of the TheraBand too much. Try and keep those muscles under tension the whole time. And perform 10 to 12 repetitions. Our third exercise is overhead shoulder press. So we'll keep those dumbbells close by and grab those again. Start out in this position as well. Bring them up and come back down. Try and keep those elbows level and don't let them sink down too far. With this exercise, you're going to be doing 10 to 12 repetitions as well. And then our fourth and final exercise is bicep curls. So with bicep curls, you're also going to be doing a total of 10 to 12 repetitions, and we'll just be alternating sides. Keep those elbows tucked in tight to the side. And bring it the whole way up. Again, modify these. If you have a lighter weight, you can definitely increase these reps and do maybe 20 to 25, working more of that endurance aspect rather than strength. But if you do have heavier dumbbells, then stick with the lower reps that I have listed there for you. So again, once you've completed each of those exercises 3 sets through, then you're done with circuit number 3, and now we're going to move on to our core workout. For our core workout, I'm going to have a total of 3 options for you to choose from for phase 1. Choose just one workout that you would like to do for today, and then you can also alternate throughout the different options for the rest of the 2 weeks, or stick with the same one. It's totally up to you, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of variety and let you choose which of the options you would like to do. So again, choose just one. Don't go through all 3 of the core workouts, but this first option I'm going to walk through with you. This one contains 5 exercises. The first one we're going to be doing is planks. And we're going to be doing 3 different variations of the planks. So you're going to hold each variation for 30 seconds, and you'll go through the planks for 2 sets. The first variation there is just your standard front plank. Make sure that when you're doing it that you're keeping your glutes and your whole body level with your back as well. We don't want the butt to go too high up. You also don't want your hips to sink down to the ground. So really engage that core. Once you've done that for 30 seconds, we'll move on to a side plank. I'm going to choose the right side, but you can obviously choose left or right. It's up to you. You're going to have to do both anyway. So go up on the side. Okay. And then once that 30 seconds is up, you'll switch sides and do the opposite one. Our second exercise now is Russian twists. Cross your legs over. And we'll bend from side to side. And for this exercise, you're going to be doing a total of 15 repetitions. Third, we have Supermans. We're laying flat on the ground. For this exercise, if you're unfamiliar with it, it's going to revolve a little bit of coordination. So you're going to want to lift your back legs, thighs, calves, feet all off the ground, while you're simultaneously lifting your chest and your arms off the ground too, okay? So start face down, bring your body up, hold for about 2-3 seconds, and then relax. So again, for that exercise, you're going to be doing 10 repetitions. Fourth, we have toe touches. So you'll be laying flat on your back, feet straight up, and we'll be reaching up and touching our toes. Toe touches, you're going to be doing 15 repetitions, and then our fifth and final exercise is glute bridges. So we're going to start with double leg glute bridges. So feet flat on the ground, knees slightly bent, lay down on your back, contract those hamstrings and those glutes, and drive the hips up towards the ceiling. Okay, and you're going to be doing 10 repetitions for glute bridges. At the top there, hold for about 2 to 3 seconds, and then slowly lower yourself back down. So once you've gone through circuit number 1 for our core workout, I'll move on to now circuit number 2 and show you what that one looks like. If you decide you'd like to do option number 2 for the core workout, follow along with this portion of the video. But option number 2 contains 5 exercises, all of which you're going to be performing 3 sets for, except for the planks. You'll be doing 2 sets for that. But first, we're going to start off with dead bugs. You're going to be laying flat on your back. I'm going to be choosing my left leg and my right arm. Starting out in this position, and you're just going to alternate extending one arm and one leg on the opposite side. And for that exercise, you're going to be doing a total of 20 repetitions, 10 on each side. Second, we have mountain climbers for a total of 30 sets. You can also do it where you drive your elbow or your knee to the opposite elbow. just as a different variation of mountain climbers if you like to do something different. Third, we're going to be doing straight leg sit-ups, which we're going to be doing a total of 15 repetitions for. So keep your legs straight out in front of you, and you're just going to be sitting up. Okay. Our fourth exercise is planks. Again, as similar with our option number one, you're going to be starting out just in a standard front plank. Hold that for 30 seconds. Okay. And then after that, we're going to move on to our side plank. We'll start on the right-hand side. And then rotate to the left. Okay. And then our fifth and final exercise, again, are glute bridges. Just as a reminder, contract those hamstrings and those glutes and drive your hips up. Hold for about 2 to 3 seconds at the top and then slowly let your hips drop to the ground. So that was circuit number 2. Again, once you've got, and last but not least, this is option number 3 for the core workout. This one also contains 5 exercises, all of which you're going to be performing 3 sets for, except for the planks. Again, you're going to be doing 2 sets for that. The first, we're going to be starting with bird dogs. So you want to start with feet and hands on the ground here. And you're going to be alternating, again, similar to how dead bugs were. You're going to be alternating, so choose one arm and then the opposite leg. So I'm going to start with my left arm and my right leg. The other 2 are going to be my balance legs. Basically what you're doing is you're going to extend out, coming into a crunch. Extend out, and then bring it into a crunch. So you're going to be doing a total of 8 repetitions on that side. Once you've done that, then you'll switch and do the opposite side. Okay. Secondly, we have our planks again. So you're going to be doing your 30 seconds of your standard front plank. Once you've done 30 seconds on this side, switch to the side, come up on the side. And then 30 seconds is up then, you'll switch and do the last side. Okay. Our third exercise is alternating V-ups. So you'll lay flat on your back. With this one, I'm going to start with my left leg, right arm. I'm going to come up and touch my toes. And get a little bit of a twist in there too at the side. Is making sure that you're meeting your leg halfway. So don't try and bring your leg up and then partially sit up. You're going to try your best to try and come up all together simultaneously. So then our fourth exercise is leg raises. Keep your arms out at your side, knees straight, and you're just going to bring your legs up and slowly letting them back down. So for leg raises, you're going to be doing 10 repetitions, and then last but not least, again, glute bridges. Contract, and drive the hips up. Okay, and so that was option number 3 for our core workout. Again, choose just one of those videos, and then once you're done with that, then we'll finish up with our cool down yet. Now that we've completed our dynamic warm-up, we've gone through our 3 different exercise circuits, as well as you choosing one core option to do. Lastly, what we're going to be doing is a cool down. So we're going to be spending about 15 to 20 minutes going through some different stretches. I'm going to take you step by step through some of these and walk you through them if you aren't super familiar with them. If you're looking for some lower extremity exercises and stretches to do, you can refer to my phase 1 video for the lower extremity program. That'll give you some great exercises to do for that, but for this video purpose, I'm going to be sticking strictly to upper body stretches. So first what we're going to be doing is bringing the arm across the chest here and hold. Each of these exercises you're going to be doing for 3 sets of 30 to 45 seconds on each side. So I'm starting with my right arm here. I'll hold this for about 30 to 45 seconds. I'll switch sides. Hold this one for about 30 to 45 seconds. That was 1 set for each arm. You go back through and perform 2 more sets for each arm then. Okay, so this was our first stretch, the posterior delt stretch. Our second one is going to be the doorway stretch. So in this case, I'm just going to be using the pole here, but what you will actually want to do is pretty much just stick your hands in a doorway in this manner. The higher you slide up the door, the more of a stretch you'll feel. So if you want to start just parallel with your shoulders here at level, you can do that as well. So what you'll be doing basically is you'll push and you'll just lean into the doorway there, and you'll feel a stretch right up in this area. For this stretch, you'll just need to hold it for 30 to 45 seconds, and that'll be your one set. You don't have to do one arm at a time because you'll be engaging both with that stretch. All right, third stretch is going to be hand on the hip. So this will be for upper back as well as shoulder. You're going to stick your hand in a manner just on your low back, around your hip area, and then with the other hand, you're going to bring and pull it forward. Pull that elbow forward, and you should feel a nice stretch in the upper trap area here on the side. So you'll pull that forward, hold again for 30 to 45 seconds, and then you'll switch sides, and then pull this one forward, okay? All right, and the next we're gonna be doing is hand over head. I'm sure many of you have done this one before as well. So you're gonna bend that arm, put it behind your head, grab your elbow, and then pull it back. And you'll switch sides after you've done your completed time. And then next, I'm going to be using like a jump rope here. Find whatever you can that best fits for you. But we're going to be doing an active shoulder flexion stretch. So for this one, next, I'm going to be laying on the ground. Basically what you're going to be doing, you might not be able to see it super well in the video whenever I lay down, but basically what you're going to be doing is gripping this, providing some tension on it as you can see, and you're just going to bring your arms back and overhead. Okay? So again, you're going to be laying down flat. Lay down with arms overhead and bring them back towards the ground. Hold each of those for about 10 seconds or so and do a couple sets of that. Or you can just hold it for the full 30 to 45 seconds. That works as well. Okay? And we just have a couple more left here to do, guys. Next is a coracobrachialis stretch. So in this case, you can do it in a seated position. I'm just going to go down into a lunge position basically. So you're going to rest. I'm going to be resting my left arm on my left leg here. I'm going to lean forward and then twist my body away. Okay? You should feel a nice stretch deep in the coracobrachialis area. So again, as best as you can to keep that arm straight. This is probably better in a seated position. But again, bend forward and twist away. Next we have wrist flexion and extension stretches. So with this one, what you'll be doing is for flexion, basically, you're just gonna keep your elbow straight, bring your arm out about 90 degrees, and then it'll come down, and you can just provide a little extra resistance there and pull down on your fingers, and that'll really help stretch the wrist flexors. And then extensors, make a stop sign, and pull back. Okay. And then our last stretch, it will be for the elbow region, so bicep, in throughout your elbow and down into the forearm. This stretch, if I'm going to be using the pole here, but you can also use a wall. So basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be standing facing away from whatever that object is that you're using. You're going to bring your arm up against the wall, and if you can, kind of walk it back slowly and walk it up the wall and twist away from it, and you should feel a nice stretch again through that bicep region, the elbow, as well as down into the forearm. So do this stretch for 30 to 45 seconds, and then switch sides and do the other arm. Okay? And also feel free to incorporate any other upper extremity stretches that you do on a daily basis. This is just a small list of a few that you can do. But again, spend roughly 15 to 20 minutes doing that. But once you've gone through all the different exercises in the cool down, you've then completed phase number 1 of the upper extremity program. Thanks for joining, guys, and hope you have a good rest of your day.